So on Saturday, I had one of the greatest professional moments of my life.
I'm Rashad, I'm 40, and I'm proving that the life that I dreamed about is still attainable. I just have to become more.
So a couple of weeks ago, I told myself that I can't just stick to being the person that's behind the scenes that's filming. That now is the time for me to really teach the things that I know. I call myself the Kingmaker, and I call myself that because that is the vision that I have for myself. I want to be the person that helps other people grow brands to be able to really sustain themselves off the brand that they're creating, using the principles that I've kind of started to live by over the last year. And so for me to be able to do that, I had to first become a king. And the way that I figure is the best way of going about that is to do the one thing that I've always said that I want to do but haven't done yet, which was to start to throw my own events, have my own workshops, have my own branding workshops. All right, so this Saturday is my first workshop that I'm having ever. And so we are in the building of where the workshop is going to be at. But one of the reasons I wanted to come in here, just make sure that we had access to a TV so I can create a PowerPoint, a deck or a slide to be up there. And then also wanted to just visualize, be able to really get a feel for what this is going to be. We got a lot of chairs in here. We only got 20 people coming. So just being able to come in here and really just visualize people being in here, seeing how I'm actually come in here and say what I got to say is very important to me. So yeah, just being able to come in here and just get a feel for how things are going to flow, where people are going to be sitting at. Am I going to be right here? Am I going to be moving around? It just very important. The thing that I've been struggling with when it comes to this is, like, will people even show up? Do I know what I'm talking about? Do I have the wins that make people like, oh, I want to come see him talk about this? Those are the things that have been stopping me before. Those are the things feeling like I'm not worthy to be able to tell somebody how they should actually do what they need to do. But being here right now, creating the layout for this, creating the logistics behind this is something that's super important. I need this to go smooth. This is the setup to everything else that I want to do. So to me, it's just about getting this right, because it needs to go right. It needs to be seamless. It needs to be perfect. So yeah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for just blessing me. Thank you for blessing everybody that sits in these seats. Thank you for blessing everybody who comes out. Thank you that they will get something from this moment. Thank you that people will show up. Thank you that we'll have a full house. Thank you that I won't be nervous. Thank you that God's blessing everything that I say in this moment. Thank you for blessing every word. All right, so tomorrow is my Fix It, Build Your Brand event workshop, my first workshop that I've ever had. And so right now I'm actually setting up the presentation for it, which is mostly me telling my story, but also kind of giving people the guidelines of how to help, how this can help them. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have waited till 24 hours out, or less than 24 hours out, but we're gonna get it done. And so I just want to make sure I document all of it, because this is a struggle. So one thing I'm actually doing is I'm creating the presentation, but then I'm also giving myself notes. So when I'm actually up there talking, I can just look at my notes and kind of see what are the touch points I could do, because I don't want the presentation to be all words or what have you. So one of the things I'm actually doing for this presentation is I'm using ChatGPT to its fullest capabilities. So that don't look like me. That ain't me at all. Nah, I can work with that. I'm using these ChatGPT images just so I can keep it comical and keep it light, because people know that isn't me. So yeah, that's the reason I'm adding that to it. 5:30. I've been up since probably like 4 o'clock. I couldn't sleep. I think I'm just ready for the day to get started. But I realized just by going over my presentation that there's some things I just need to fix. So I'm up fixing that. But yeah, today's gonna be a great day. Today's gonna be an awesome day. Today is the start of something new, something different, and I'm very much excited about it. I was telling myself as I was walking, I thought it'd be good to kind of just keep this on camera, that like God has took me through a lot of challenging seasons, and He's brought me to this point where this is the start of everything I want out of life. And even though it just looks like a simple workshop, to get me to the point where I trust myself, I value myself, I love myself, to be able to push myself to do things outside of my comfort zone is something that I wouldn't have done before. And now we're here, and I'm prepared for it, I'm ready for it, I'm excited for it. I'm just joyful, very joyful about it, because it was a hard journey to get here.
Hey man.
Hey, how you doing?
What's
Good morning.
everybody else doing? We're out here working out.
I know. Gotta get to it. You have a good one. But yeah, I'm just joyful, man. The moments of feeling lost, of feeling alone, feeling isolated, has shaped me to this point of just going after the things that I said I want to do with no hesitation. Not shifting, not changing, not altering my path for nobody. It's about becoming, being the man I want to be, being the person I want to be, and not just letting life happen to me. That's what today represents for me. It represents all of that. And this is the start of the future, but the future starts now. So as I was about to put together this video, I felt like something was missing. I felt like the piece that was missing in all of this is really just describing what my business is, but also what is the future for my business. So right now, I'm still a production company. I've been a production company for the last 10 years, and it's good work. But now that I'm actually 40 and just hit 40 a couple months ago, that I don't want to be the person that's only behind the camera anymore. I feel like I have more value than that. And I feel like shooting and having all of your livelihood depend on you filming and creating content is a lot. Future for my brand, my companies is, and I'm gonna just lay it out clearly and bluntly right here. The vision is, I want my companies to be a media company that builds other brands. That might sound a little hazy, right? So I feel like documenting the journey is the thing that's actually going to allow me to build other companies. It's allowed me to build up my brand, and I know just by doing this is going to allow me to build up other brands for clients, but also other brands that I actually have as well. So for me, that is actually where I'm at right now is, all right, I want to get into speaking. I want to get into documenting my journey. I want to get into building companies. But the first step in all of that is to get me to start speaking, start coaching, but also create the media around it. So it isn't just, quick little Instagram videos, but it is longer form YouTube videos. It is different conversations, different experiences, highlighting other people, but also documenting and filming what it's like to actually build up a business. So this whole speaking engagement, this whole workshop means so much to me because I feel like it's the first domino, the first piece in building out all of that. So that's why I was so focused on that going well, because I know if this goes well, then everything else will go exactly how it needs to go. When I walked in the building that morning, I had visualized the whole day. I knew what I was going to say, I knew what jokes I was going to tell, but I was completely taken off of my guard when I realized that the room that I was in that was assigned to me didn't have the one thing that I need, which was a TV, so I could present my presentation that I had. And so I'm not going to lie, like that had me flustered for a second, because I had prepared all night to show this presentation, and now they didn't have the one thing I need to show the presentation. And the crazy thing is when I went in there 2 days before, the TV was on the wall. But we got that together, and I was able to present. So that happened. If you probably see right here, everything was good, and that was a lie. And so pretty much at that point, everything started to go down. All right, so let's talk about content and what you should actually be posting. All right, so this is like very tactical, very strategic, but the content you should be posting is content that brings in followers. That could be the trendy stuff. That's the way I think about that, is content that if I saw your video and didn't know you, I still got something out of it.
So I have only one Instagram page.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have like a personal page and then like a doula page, and I know a lot of like people in the birth world who do have. And I felt like I was not going to be able to manage it. I really don't want to.
I don't believe in having separate pages.
Okay.
Because if you're not somebody that's super heavy on like Instagram or social media, then one of them's going to have 6 posts and the other one's going to have 30,000 posts on it.
Right, okay.
And so you're not really doing anything with it. And so I definitely agree that you should have your one post. And like I said, as long as you don't post nothing that's completely against what your business is, then you should be good. Okay. If you ain't going to the club twerking, and sometimes that might work for some people, but if you're not doing something that's completely where your audience that you're building for your business looking at you crazy, then you're good. Okay. But yeah, you going out with your family, going out with your kids, having a good time, you could definitely showcase that. The bulk of the content should definitely be this, though. It should be what it is. But showing glimpses inside of who you are and into your life, gonna work.
Wanted to come to this workshop to understand my brand, understand me as a person, and what audience that I want to attract, really.
Something I learned today would be to document my day so that I constantly have footage, and then use that again just to tell a story to attract more followers.
Well, I've known Shad since high school, just seeing his growth and how he's been maneuvering and doing different things creatively over the time that he's been doing it online. That was kind of something that jumped out and said, hey, I know, he's knows what he's talking about. So that was, the reason why I came out today.
Shad is real. I think he's very real. I think he's very authentic. He seems like not even seems. Now that I met him, he's very authentic. I feel like Shad is authentic. He's a very authentic person.
I registered for today because I have already been kind of thinking about the process of fixing my brand. And I know that part of it is me. I'm the reason that my brand isn't where I think it should be. So I've registered for today to just kind of also come in, hear it from someone else, get some other tips and things that I can do with my brand.
My main takeaway from today was the different types of content to post to actually get more people engaged with your content, creating content in a way that doesn't just engage with the people who already know about you, but bring in new people into awareness of your existence and to grow your reach, your impressions, and the engagement.
If you're trying to do anything, if it's a personal brand or entrepreneurship, anything in that regard, whatever it is that you do, from personal training to real estate to to doing content creation yourself, he has a lot of tips, tricks, tactics, strategies, solutions, experiences that I believe can help a lot of people if they're willing to have a open mind about it.
Now that the first one is finished, now that I've recovered from all that speaking, it is time for the next one. And I feel like the next one is going to be one just for videographers, on how they can actually make more money in their business. So let the games begin.